I, Mr. Asif Muhammad Uzair, having been elected as Speaker of the National Youth Parliament, do declare that I will conscientiously, impartially, and to the best of my knowledge, judgment, and ability, discharge the duties and responsibilities that I am now about to assume. Members, it is my honor and solemn duty to serve as Speaker of the National Youth Parliament. I stand before you, committed to fairness, integrity, and the highest ideals of parliamentary democracy. Guided by the principles of rights, respect, and responsibility, I will protect the dignity of this House and ensure that every voice is heard in order, free from fear or favor. Let our debates be robust, our conduct honorable, and our decisions worthy of the trust placed in us. I thank you.
Election of the Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move that MP Naufal Mohammed Sawar be elected Deputy Speaker of his National Youth Parliament.
I second the motion.
Is there any counter-proposal? There being no counter-proposal, I declare MP Naufal Mohammed Sawar elected Deputy Speaker of the National Youth Parliament. I offer him my sincere congratulations. I understand that the Deputy Speaker will have a few words to the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish first to congratulate you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for having been elected to this high office. And I wish also to express my deepest thanks and gratitude to all members for having elected me as Deputy Speaker. I assure all members of the National Youth Parliament that I will do my level best to conduct the affairs of this National Youth Parliament and uphold the dignity of the House. I thank you.
Announcements. Announcements none. Papers none. Questions.
Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, my private notice question is addressed to the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, whether, in regard to the structural economic vulnerabilities identified in the 2023 Mauritius Economic Report of the World Bank, she will state the measures government proposes to take to attract foreign direct investment in emerging sectors, including through tax incentives, subsidies, and public-private partnerships.
Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish to thank the Leader of the Opposition for this question of national importance, which allows me to update the House on the government's ongoing initiatives. Mr. Speaker, sir, 2 years ago, in 2023, the World Bank released its report, which pointed to several vulnerabilities, namely our exposure to external shocks, the small size of our domestic market, and the urgent need to diversify our growth model. 2 years have passed since then, and I today stand here to clearly state those vulnerabilities have not been ignored. On the contrary, they were met with concrete, targeted, and forward-looking reforms. And we will continue to implement even more measures to counteract these vulnerabilities. Mauritius is one of the members of the Southern Africa Development Community, with the lowest level of statutory barriers to investment, but maintains a more restrictive environment for foreign investment on average than OECD members. This contrast highlights the challenges we face, but rather than dwelling on them, our government is more focused on rebuilding the economy. The first area on which we will focus is investment and innovation. Mr. Speaker, sir, to attract foreign direct investment in emerging sectors, we introduced the Premium Investment Certificate and the Innovative Mauritius Scheme. These initiatives provide investors with fast-track permits, dedicated facilitation, and fiscal incentives. Because in today's world, time and predictability matter more than ever. A National Research and Innovation Institute under the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Science and Research has been set up that will henceforth support both public and private sectors while streamlining existing public research institutions for greater effectiveness. An amount of 200 million rupees will be allocated to ministries to finance research that results in policy innovation. Furthermore, all parastatal organizations and state-owned enterprises will be required to come up with a research and development and innovation plan. A high-level steering committee at the level of the Prime Minister's office will also be set up to monitor progress on the Innovative Mauritius mission. Incentives through a new Innovative Mauritius scheme to promote research and development and innovation will also be provided. An AI Innovation Startup Program will be set up under the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation to promote startups using AI. Because to drive innovation, national AI initiatives are of paramount importance. A dedicated AI unit will also be established at the MIT-CIC to drive the AI transition. Furthermore, as part of the public sector AI program, 25 million rupees will be allocated to equip ministries with AI tools for better policy making and service delivery. Additionally, startups and MSMEs can claim tax deductions on AI investments up to 150,000 rupees. These are the types of reforms that makes Mauritius a hub for research, technology, and innovation. Financial services are one of the emerging sectors that must also be explored. The government will promote fintech as a key driver of foreign direct investment by positioning Mauritius as a trusted and innovation-friendly jurisdiction, with government fully committed to supporting the ecosystem alongside the FSC and the Bank of Mauritius. The FSC's FinTech and Innovation Hub and its regulatory sandbox authorization framework already provide global investors with a secure yet flexible environment to test and scale digital financial solutions under proper supervision, while the Bank of Mauritius Innovate initiative reinforces our national ambition to nurture cutting-edge financial technologies and digital banking solutions. This government will strengthen and internationalize these platforms by enhancing regulatory clarity and ensuring investor protection, and facilitating the cross-border digital transactions. Moreover, the FSC, in partnership with government, will intensify international promotion through cooperation with foreign regulators, global fintech accelerators, and dedicated investor roadshows, showcasing Mauritius' stable policy environment, competitive tax regime, and strategic role as a gateway to African and Asian markets. So far, Mauritius has concluded 46 tax treaties, namely the Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, and is party to a series of treaties under negotiation. Mr. Speaker, sir, while corporate tax rates in Europe, Asia, and across SADC often climb well above the mid-20s, Mauritius, with its competitive 15% rate and as low as 3% in key sectors, clearly positions itself as one of the most attractive and investor-friendly jurisdictions worldwide. Through these combined efforts, we are determined to attract sustainable, high-quality FDI into fintech, fostering innovation, inclusion, and long-term economic transformation. The government will implement carefully targeted tax holidays as a proven instrument to attract foreign direct investment. Drawing on the successful experience of such incentives in boosting SMEs through angel investors in Mauritius, in the past, tax holidays provided a breathing space and financial relief that enabled small businesses and startups to grow, innovate, and create quality employment, while also encouraging angel investors to commit capital to high-potential ventures. Building on this track record, the extension of tax holidays to foreign investors in priority and emerging sectors will serve as a catalyst for scaling up investment, fostering technology transfer, and integrating Mauritius more deeply into global value chains. By ensuring that these tax holidays are time-bound, transparent, and linked to concrete outcomes such as job creation, R&D activity, and export diversification, government aims to balance investor attraction with sustainable economic transformation. The government reaffirms its steadfast commitment to attract high-quality FDI by leveraging a robust public-private partnership framework grounded in transparent laws and institutional strength. Under the stewardship of the Procurement Policy Office, the official Triple P unit, Mauritius has enacted a comprehensive regulatory foundation, including the Public-Private Partnership Act 2004 and the Build, Operate, Transfer Project Act 2016, to provide robust legal certainty and clarity for investors. Together, these measures underpin landmark Triple P successes in major development areas from renewable energy and smart infrastructure to transport and social infrastructure, thus demonstrating to prospective foreign investors that Mauritius offers a reliable, governed, and innovative investment platform where public resources and private sector expertise coalesce to drive sustainable growth. Mr. Speaker, sir, to match the skills required, the Human Resource Development Council, the HRDC, in collaboration with the Economic Development Board, has established the Skills Development Support Scheme for foreign direct investment to support foreign investors in training of their employees. The availability of necessary skills is one of the determining factors in the foreign investment decision-making process, and this is why the Skills Development Support Scheme aims at creating a more agile and targeted skills development response to foreign investment. It is in this very spirit that the government today is bringing forward the motion to establish a national framework for the implementation of public-private partnership schemes in vocational, technical, and skills-based training across all levels of education. A clear demonstration that our policies are not only about attracting foreign capital, but also about empowering our youth with the competencies required to drive sustainable and inclusive development. While attracting FDI, our government has placed Mauritians at the heart of its policies, in contrast to those who place their emphasis almost entirely on foreign investors. The Development Bank of Mauritius and the Mauritius Investment Corporation have been mobilized to provide concessional loans and equity support for startups. We are promoting joint ventures between foreign investors and local SMEs. And we have made skills transfer a key condition in investment approval. This way, investment not only brings capital, but it brings knowledge, opportunity, and empowerment in Mauritius. Mr. Speaker, sir, the real test of reform is found in the numbers and macroeconomic stability.
Deputy Prime Minister, it is getting too long. Please wrap up.
Mr. Speaker, sir, according to the IMF's 2025 Article 4 consultation report, inflation, which stood at 7% in 2023, fell to around 2.5% in March 2025. Contrary to runaway inflation predicted by some. 2 years ago, vulnerabilities were identified. 2 years later, we have addressed them through targeted incentives, digital reforms, financial diversification, and macroeconomic stability. Mauritius will be stronger, more attractive to investors. This government is not content with short-term fixes. We are building long-term resilience. While some may speak of vulnerabilities, we speak of solutions.
Deputy Prime Minister, you have to conclude, please.
And for that, Mauritius stands on a firmer ground today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. In light of a current inflation rate of 5%, will the loan facilitation proposed by the Deputy Prime Minister not cause our country's inflation rate to skyrocket? Thank you.
Deputy Prime Minister.
With the inflation rate is around 2.5% in March 2025, according to the IMF report. And it is not runaway inflation. So we can afford to give these loan incentives and schemes to support our local businesses and SMEs for their joint venture by attracting foreign direct investment at the same time. So I do not fear that the inflation rate will skyrocket because we have stable inflation.
Leader of the Opposition, one last supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. With reference to the tax incentives proposed by the Deputy Prime Minister, can the Deputy Prime Minister please state the measures that will be proposed to prevent the government's tax incentives from overlapping with a double taxation avoidance agreement? Thank you.
Deputy Prime Minister, please be a bit brief in your reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mauritius is already a signatory of the double taxation agreement. And what does the leader of the opposition mean by overlapping? I only find advantages to attract foreign direct investment through these treaties. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, time is over. We shall now proceed to parliamentary questions addressed to the Prime Minister, Minister of Defence, Home Affairs and External Communications, Minister for Rodrigues and Outer Islands. Deputy Chair of Committees, MP Kalpu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. D1.
Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I begin by thanking the member for raising this important question. It gives us the opportunity to reaffirm that law and order is and will remain the foremost priority of this government. Without safety, there can be no justice, no prosperity, and no trust in institutions. Security threats evolve constantly, and our response must evolve faster. Our strategy, therefore, rests on three pillars: modernization, professionalization, and accountability. First, modernizing the fight against cybercrime. The Cybersecurity and Cybercrime Act 2021 was only a beginning. We now move further with a National Security Operations Center to provide 24/7 protection of critical digital infrastructure. Electronic evidence will be strengthened through clear rules in forthcoming reforms to the Police and Criminal Evidence Act. At the international level, Mauritius will engage with SADC, the African Union and the Commonwealth to ensure data sharing reflects modern realities. Second, professionalizing our manpower. Our officers on the ground remain the backbone of law and order, and that is precisely why they must be supported by new expertise. We are introducing continuous professional development every 2 to 3 years with incentive for officers who upskill. Recruitment of ICT specialists will strengthen cyber and forensic capacity, and training exchanges with Interpol, FBI, and Scotland Yard will broaden knowledge. And to open new horizons for our youth, we will provide scholarship in ICT and security that come with a pathway to serve in the Mauritius Police Force.
Prime Minister, please wrap up.
This ensures graduates gain world-class training while their skills directly benefit their country on their return. Mr. Speaker, sir, law and order is not a slogan. It is a solemn responsibility. My government will continue to modernize, professionalize, and deliver security worthy of the people's trust. Thank you.
Chief Whip, MP Roque.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. B2.
Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I thank the honourable member for this timely question. Connectivity by sea and by air is indeed the backbone of Mauritius' competitiveness. Without strong arteries of trade, we cannot speak of growth, nor of resilience. And this government has placed connectivity at the very heart of its long-term vision. On the maritime front, the Honourable House will recall that a full techno-economic feasibility study was completed in 2019. That study confirmed what traders and shippers know all too well, that Port Louis needs an island terminal and a 1.7-kilometer protective breakwater. This is not expansion for expansion's sake. In 2018 alone, cyclones and heavy swell forced our port closed for 24 days. With an island terminal and breakwater, we will cut weather-related downtime and expand capacity from today's 1 million TEUs to the 1.5 million, handling megaships reliably. Government is committed to driving this as a state-owned, climate-resilient development, integrating shore power, solar-powered trains, and eco-friendly reclamation. But, Mr. Speaker, sir, capacity without efficiency is not competitiveness.
Prime Minister, please wrap up.
The concession of the Cargo Handling Corporation comes up for renewal in 2026. Government will use that window to lock personal-based reform. Thirdly, digitalization. Mauritius has a head start through MACCs. The next frontier is to transform Port Louis into a smart digital trade corridor. On air connectivity, the government recognizes that large gate airport project takes time, but smaller operation can deliver impact today. That is why SSR Airport will soon deploy an AI-driven operation platform. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is how Mauritius secures its place as premier logistic and connectivity hub of the Indian Ocean through infrastructure that is resilient, reform that drives efficiency, and technology that makes us smarter and faster. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
MPT Luc.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. B3.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank the honourable member opposite for raising this question because it allows us to reinstate the clarity that the fight against narcotics trafficking and synthetic drugs is not just another policy item. It is a moral duty of my government to protect our youth, our families, and the very fabric of our society. My government has not stood still. The Dangerous Drugs Act, as amended in 2022, brought in the Drug Users Administrative Panel to divert minor users into treatment rather than prison. It gave law enforcement the power to conduct controlled deliveries and decoy operations. It streamlined the role of the forensic science laboratory to ensure evidence stands in court. It even created the legal basis for hospital-supervised medicinal cannabis. We continue to update our schedules, as seen with the audition of Exilalzine last year, and since April 2024, the DUAP has been operational. But the reality is that synthetic drug and new psychoactive substances evolve faster than our laws, and traffickers are quickly to exploit every loophole. That is why our next step, Mr. Speaker, sir, will be to move beyond chasing substances one by one, instead adopt class-based scheduling. By outlawing entire chemical families, we will prevent traffickers from flooding our street with so-called legal highs. A rapid early warning system will connect the Forensic Science Laboratory, the National Agency for Drug Control, the Ministry of Health, and the Prime Minister's Office, so new threats can be flagged and restricted within days. And when dealers prey on our children near school or hide behind social media, the law will empower our courts to impose tougher penalties, sending a clear message that such conduct is beyond the pale. At the same time, programs like the DUAP will retain their health-first orientation, but with credible compliance measures, attendance checks, testing, and the ability to return persistent offenders to court. Now, Mr. Speaker, on the second part of the question, the answer is no. There is no need for a new authority because the National Agency for Drug Control already exists. This House itself created it in April last year. The NDAC is the apex body integrating treatment, rehabilitation, harm reduction, reintegration, prevention, and supply reduction functions. It regulates centers, coordinates NGOs, manages vocational training, runs the National Drug Observatory, and publishes real-time statistics. In short, it is precisely what the Honourable is asking for, except it is already law. So perhaps, before calling for new authorities, the opposition might first familiarize themselves with the legislation of the land. On this side of the House, we prefer to strengthen our institution we have built, not chase illusion of duplication. Mr. Speaker, sir, this government's approach is clear, firm against traffickers, compassionate with victims, and absolutely unwavering in its duty to shield the nation from the scourge of drugs. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. No supplementary. Ms. MP Payag.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I welcome this question because it gives us the chance to show that this government understands something very simple yet very powerful. That is, the rule of law is not just about control, it is about confidence. Confident that justice is fair, that rights are protected, and that those who serve on the front line of our security have the tools they need to act swiftly and lawfully. For too long, we have worked with patchwork rules, scattered here and there. That is why we will bring forward a modern Police and Criminal Evidence Act. A single, clear law that sets out what the policemen can do and how they must do it. It will mean that stop and search, arrest, interview, and even the handling of digital evidence are governed not by improvisation, but by principle. And in doing so, Mauritius will not only strengthen its investigation, it will also show the world that justice here is anchored firmly in our international commitments, in the ICCPR and the UN guidelines on the prevention of crimes. But law, Mr. Speaker, is not only written in statutes, it is written in trust. That is why we will extend body-worn and in-car cameras under strict safeguards so that citizens know their rights and are respected, and officers know their integrity is protected. On forensics, this government has already launched the relocation of a forensic science laboratory to La Vigie. Yet we all know that new walls means little unless they house new capacity. This is why we will equip the lab with the best technology, expand specialist staff, and ensure ISO standards are not only maintained, but extended, so that cases move faster and justice is not delayed. And yes, the future of policing is intelligence-led. The National Security Operations Center, which I mentioned earlier, will now form part of a wider fusion hub, connecting forensic hits, crime report, safe city data, and regional partners into one secure system, with privacy built into its design. At our borders, radar and satellite will help a trust vessel that try to slip through the dark, and drone will try to support search and rescue when every second matters. My Speaker, our colleague opposite may raise a question, but the truth is, my government is already delivering the answer. When they rehearse doubts, we bring forward solutions. When they point to obstacles, we turn them into opportunities. That is the difference. A government that does not simply promise security, but builds it reasonably, transparently, and always in the service of our people. Thank you.
Yes, Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to ask the Prime Minister a supplementary question. In what ways would the help of more advanced nations in forensic technology be solicited should the need for such aid arise?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, can the member please repeat the question? I did not understand.
Please do.
In what ways will the help of more advanced nations in forensic technology be solicited should the need for such aid arise?
Yes, Prime Minister.
I will keep it briefly. The forensic lab is currently facing a severe backlog, and backlog is not a building problem, it is a systems problem. That is why the answer lies in the LIMS, upgrades, rapid DNA instrument, and specialist recruitment. That is how we move from months of waiting to predictable timelines. Thank you.
Deputy Rodrigues and Pilarose.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. B5.
Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I thank the honourable member for his question because it gives us the opportunity to reaffirm a simple truth. Rodrigues and the outer islands are not an afterthought. They are an integral part of our republic, and their future is our shared future. And because Rodrigues enjoys its own regional assembly with autonomy enshrined in law, our vision is one of collaboration. Government and RRA working side by side to turn plans into progress. Our long-term vision rests on three pillars: infrastructure, economic resilience, and social well-being. First, on infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Rodrigues Airport modernization is not just a runaway project. It is a gateway to opportunity, to safer medical evacuation, to reliable connectivity for families and businesses alike. The new desalination plant, the reservoirs, the transfer pipeline, these works guarantee water security for the households, protect our lagoons, and support a dignified quality of life. And with renewable energy, solar storage, and even a wave energy pilot. Rodrigues will stand at the forefront of clean energy innovation in the Indian Ocean. These projects are being advanced in close coordination with the RRA, ensuring that local priorities guide national investment. Second, on economic resilience, the government vision is clear. Rodrigues must grow in its own way on its own strength. That means tourism that is high quality and low impact, built on authenticity and respect for the island's culture and natural beauty. With green destination certification underway, with microgrants and procurement preferences for local entrepreneurs, and with innovation support from agencies already present on the island, we are ensuring that prosperity is created by Rodriguan hands and kept in Rodriguan homes. Here again, collaboration with the RRA ensures that the Rodriguan people are not just beneficiaries, but active partners in shaping growth. Third, Mr. Speaker, sir, on social well-being. Development will always serve people. That is why we are strengthening the partnership between the Ministry of Health and the Rodrigues Regional Assembly to align resources, to improve referrals, to rotate specialists, and to ensure hospital upgrades keep pace with demand. It means that progress in infrastructure and jobs will always be matching progress in care and dignity. Mr. Speaker, sir, our vision also extends to the other islands. In Agalega, the new airstrip and jetty are now deliverable, better access to healthcare, education, and supplies. In Saint-Brandon, we are safeguarding one of the world's great biodiversity treasures while allowing regulated ecotourism that creates opportunity without compromise. This, Mr. Speaker, sir, is the vision. Islands that are connected, resilient, prosperous, and cared for. A republic where Rodrigues and the outer islands, with their own institutions and their own voices, stand not at the margin, but at the center of our progress. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
MP Yong Pak Yan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Referencing to basics.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank the member opposite for raising this question because it gives us the chance to say plainly, floods are not just acts on nature, they are tests of governance. They expose whether our systems are strong or fragile, whether our institutions are prepared or paralyzed. This government has not stood idle. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Policy of 2020, its strategic framework, and its action plan 2020 to 2030 already exist. 189 actions are listed and costed. Drainage upgrades in Pauli and with the towns. Slope stabilization project mapped with GCIA's expertise. The move from cyclone-only alert to a multi-hazard early warning system. And ecosystem-based measures like mangrove restoration and river buffers. The opposition would like the country to believe that there is no plan. The reality is that the plan exists. What matters now is making it public, transparent, and accountable. That is why my government is pushing further a national drainage master plan with project-by-project timeline will be published. Every new school, road, housing estate will face a climate-resilient audit before approval. And we will not just pour concrete, we will also use nature, permeable pavements, wetland, mangroves, because a modern state protects its people and green defenses as well as grey ones.
Prime Minister, please conclude. We are past time.
The question is rather long, Mr. Speaker. I need to be able to fully answer it.
We are past time, Mr. Prime Minister.
I'll try to wrap up. On audit, the current framework requires reporting, but internal reporting is not enough. That is why we will bring in a public food resilience scoreboard visible to the Parliament and to the people. After every major flood, an independent audit by engineers, academics, and civil society will fit directly into the cycle of the plan. Mr. Speaker, sir, accountability will no longer be an empty phrase. The Council will be empowered to summon agencies after disasters.
Prime Minister, I will have to stop you or time is over.
May I finish?
We are past time, Prime Minister. Please resume your seat.
Thank you.
Members, given that time is over, we are now going to proceed to questions addressed to ministers. MP Nandu Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question B7.
Minister of Land Transport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Traffic congestion in Mauritius is concentrated during peak hours from 7 to 9 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m., causing major productivity losses, stress, and emissions. Unlike megacities, our challenge is limited and therefore manageable. The Ministry of Land Transport sees sustainable mobility as essential for economic growth, social well-being, and environmental resilience. In collaboration with the Ministry of Labour, until the country reaches a 24/7 economy, a central measure is the promotion of flexi-time in both public and private sectors, allowing employees to stagger arrival and departure within agreed limits, therefore spreading the demand curve across a broader time window. This will entail advantages like reduced peak load and improved work-life balance. Furthermore, a strikingly cost-effective measure is the development of a dedicated lane for cycles and motorcycles. Once cycle lanes are visible and commuters personally experience reaching their destinations faster and at lower cost, momentum will build. If ever there are heavy traffics, these cycle lanes can also serve a dual purpose as they can be converted into emergency corridors. Furthermore, my ministry aims to make public transport not just an alternative, but the preferred mode by expanding metro coverage, upgrading bus fleets with clean, air-conditioned and Wi-Fi-enabled buses, and ensuring a 24/7 service. We also encourage an integrated transport plan through seamless interchanges between bus and metro stations, coordinated timetables across modes, and unified ticketing and payment systems. To further encourage people, a mobility card system will also be introduced, rewarding frequent public transport users with points. Points can reduce future fares, and for car owners, points can even be converted into rebates on vehicle insurance or road tax. Mr. Speaker, traffic congestion is inevitable. This transition will not happen overnight, but with consistent investment, partnerships across sectors, and the collective commitment of our people, congestion can be tamed and mobility reimagined for the prosperity, health, and dignity of all Mauritians. Thank you.
Yes, MP Nandu-Singh.
Minister, elaborate on how the proposed cycle and motorcycle lanes will be integrated into existing roads infrastructure and how their dual use as emergency corridors will be managed in practice.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My ministry and I plan to convert parking slots along roads in urban areas into these dedicated cycle lanes. And in case of roads without these parking slots, in collaboration with the Ministry of Housing and Land, we shall discuss and allow enlargement of roads where possible to integrate these dedicated roads. Now, to ensure safety for cyclists, the lanes will be fitted with smart lighting systems that change color when the lane is activated for emergency use. Cyclists will then move to the side of the lane, which will be ensured by traffic police officers on motorcycles while escorting ambulances swiftly and securely through.
Member, please wrap up.
Thank you.
MP Sundar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. PQB8.
Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. La lenteur de la justice est l'injustice la plus cruelle. Those words capture exactly why reform of our courts is not a luxury but a duty. I therefore welcome this opportunity to outline initiatives being pursued in this light. Over the span of the last 2 years, according to the Supreme Court statistical highlights of 2024, we've seen an 83% of cases being disposed of within the first 12 months, and backlog almost half. Nous espérons continuer sur cette lancée avec les mesures qui seront mises en avant aujourd'hui. Having laid the foundations, we are now considering expanding the e-judiciary system under the 2025-26 budget. It is being extended to all court divisions and registries around the island, bringing digital filing and workflows into the very heart of our courts, meaning faster justice and more reliable audit trails. Moreover, digital court recordings and video conferencing systems will be rolled out nationwide, so that at least one courtroom in every jurisdiction, including the Court of Rodrigues, can sit even when witnesses or remandees cannot travel. Quand l'accusé ne peut se produire en cour, c'est la cour qui ira vers l'accusé. Therefore, ending transport delays, reducing security risk, and keeping cases moving. Furthermore, we are also upgrading the record of justice itself with top-of-the-shelf transcription software on top of DCR backed by IT upgrades, ensuring more accurate transcripts and fewer avoidable adjournments. To crown these efforts, online payments via MOCAS and other platforms are being reinforced so that fines and fees are settled digitally, ensuring a better use of our human capital. Mr. Speaker, sir, these claims are not shallow. These investments are all anchored into measurable targets. According to the performance-based budget estimates for the next 4 years, with these measures in mind, the Supreme Court backlog will fall from 18 to 11% by the year 2028, while subordinate courts are expected to achieve 100% disposal within 1 year. Moreover, the Digital Transformation Blueprint 2025 to 29 then charts our next horizon, a fully paperless judiciary equipped with top-of-the-shelf AI-powered transcription, automated scheduling, and remote hearing as a norm.
Attorney General, please wrap up.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, make no mistake. We are dismantling the old system of delay and bringing in its place a justice system that is swift, transparent, and citizen-centric. La justice mauricienne entre dans une nouvelle ère. Pas à pas, nous avançons tous ensemble vers la justice de demain. Thank you.
Yes, Country Swindor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, can the Attorney General specify, alongside the digitalization of court processes, what specific measures are being implemented to ensure that all judicial officers, lawyers, and court staffs receive adequate training so that the reforms genuinely translate into faster and more efficient justice delivery? Thank you.
Attorney General.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Digitalization without training would be meaningless. This is why the judiciary has put capacity building of judges, lawyers, and staff at the very core of its reforms. Over the years, the IGLS has spent time training around 60 members of staff every year, from modules ranging from e-judiciary, case management, court recording, video conferencing. No officer shall be left behind. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, sir, we are working closely with the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technologies to ensure that our staff can better handle the new technology. I have reassured the House that training is ongoing, funded and result-driven. Thank you very much.
MP Dabitaran.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. PQ B9.
Minister of Local Government.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for granting me the floor. I also wish to thank the respected member for raising this pertinent question, which goes to the very heart of our democracy, ensuring that our local authorities remain transparent, accountable, and inclusive while still preserving the autonomy that allows them to serve their communities effectively. Mr. Speaker, sir, good governance cannot be reduced to mere slogans. It must be lived through clear principles, that is transparency in decision-making, accountability in resource management, efficiency in service delivery, and inclusiveness so that no citizen is left behind. My ministry has been working tirelessly to uphold these principles without compromising the independence of our councils. In line with Resolution number 2, adopted by this Youth Parliament, which calls for a national framework for vocational technical and skills-based education, we have placed education and capacity building at the very center of good governance. Under SDG 4, we are equipping councillors and officers with training in financial management, procurement procedures, ethics, and digital literacy. This is not simply training, it is empowerment. When our local leaders are better equipped, our institutions are stronger, and our citizens are better served. We are also encouraging public-private partnerships at the municipal level, where councils collaborate with schools, NGOs, and private companies to establish skill hubs, after-school programs, and community learning centers. This ensures that good governance is not just about rules, but about building informed and capable communities. Mr. Speaker, sir, I must stress that this government believes in oversight, not micromanagement. We have put in place regular audits, performance indicators, and reporting frameworks, but these are designed to provide accountability, not to interfere in the daily functioning of councils. Local authorities retain the freedom to adapt these frameworks to their unique community needs, thereby safeguarding their autonomy. Furthermore, under SDG 5 on gender equality, we are working to ensure that women, youth, and persons with disabilities are given equal voice in local decision-making. Inclusive councils are effective councils because they reflect the realities of the people they serve. I also wish to point out, Mr. Speaker, sir, that while the opposition may focus on SDG 14, life below water, we on this side of the House fully recognize its importance.
Minister, please wrap up your reply.
Local councils are leading waste management, lagoon protection, and pollution reduction efforts in our coastal regions. But let me be clear, without educated, aware citizens, SDG 4...
Please pause your speech. Yes, you have a point of order.
The member's answer is too long and she's not relevant to the question being asked.
It is my discretion to allow the member. Please, Minister, continue with your speech.
And inclusive participation, SDG 5, and the protection of our environment, SDG 14, cannot succeed. Education and equality are the foundation of the sustainability. Looking forward, my ministry will expand digital platforms for citizen feedback, strengthen partnerships with civil society, and roll out the new initiatives such as smart city projects and youth engagement in councils. These are not just promises, they are commitments tied directly to our national vision and to the resolution before the House.
Minister, please conclude.
Mr. Speaker, sir, let me assure the respected member and this entire House, the Ministry of the Local Government will continue to uphold the highest standards of good governance while safeguarding the autonomy of the local authorities. In doing so, we're not only building stronger institutions today, but we are also concretely advancing resolution number 2 of this youth parliament and the sustainable development goals to which our nation is committed.
Minister, please conclude.
As we reflect on our responsibilities and the power we hold in shaping our communities, la question se pose, allons-nous rester spectateurs ou allons-nous prendre les rênes et combattre pour nos communautés? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
MP Raghu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. B10.
Minister, Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration and International Trade. Ministers are required to keep their reply brief.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Mauritius has always seen Africa not as a distant continent, but as our home, our family, and our future. Our foreign policy is therefore guided by one clear conviction, that Mauritius must stand at the very heart of Africa's growth story, not its margins. To strengthen our diplomatic presence, the government has expanded its mission to the continent and ensure that every major African capital sees Mauritius as a reliable partner. But we are not stopping there. We are actively deepening bilateral ties through trade agreements, educational partnerships, and cultural exchanges that bring our people close together. Mr. Speaker, I'm not here to give a long speech. We are also placing our youth at the center of this vision. If Africa is to rise, it is the youth that must carry it forward. This is why Mauritius is championing more youth exchanges, more scholarships, and more opportunities for young Mauritians. This is to connect with international counterparts so that they may learn together, build together, and lead together. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mauritius may be small in territory, but we are vast in ambition. Our strength lies not in numbers, but in credibility, stability, and in the trust that we bring to every African table. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the end of the day, diplomacy is not about size. It is about vision. Mauritius has never waited to be invited to history. We have always chosen to write it. And as we move forward, we do so with conviction, with clarity, and with courage. While some choose to stand back and question, my government is here to keep our vision of Mauritius leading in the front. Mr. Speaker, sir, questioning is easy, but building is hard. And this government is not here to talk Mauritius down. Our heart beats for this country.
Yes, please pursue speech. Yes, Mr.
Point of order. In the question, we talk about meaningful youth exchange programs. Till now, I haven't heard anything about that. Could the Minister please answer this part?
Minister,
Thank you.
I will have to remind you of same. Please answer the question that was given to you.
Mr. Speaker, I said that we are putting our youth at the center of this vision. And if Africa is to rise, it is the youth that must carry it forward. I have clearly mentioned about how this is how Mauritius is championing more youth exchanges and more scholarships, more opportunities for these young Mauritians to connect with the international counterpart.
Please pursue speech. Yes, you have a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, the member is repeating arguments already addressed. He has still not answered the question.
Let the Minister answer, please. There is no need for applause. Minister, please resume your speech. Minister, we're getting past time. Please resume your speech.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. If they want the answer, I will give it to them. A vital question, Mr. Speaker. The selection criteria for all government-sponsored international programs are publicly available, transparent, and based on merit, leadership, potential, and a clear plan for how experience will benefit Mauritius. We promote these opportunities through all secondary schools, universities, to ensure a truly representative pool of our best and brightest, not just the well-concerned. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister speaks of strengthening our diplomatic presence in Africa. Can he please clarify how many new embassies or consulate Mauritius has concretely opened or plans to open in Africa? Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the member for their touching concern for this public pursuit. Our diplomatic expansion is not an expense. For our government, it is an investment. And for every country spent on a mission in a market like Nigeria or Kenya, we secure millions in trade, investment, and political goodwill. However, for the figures, I do not have the exact materials with me, but I will make sure that my ministry and cabinet will leave it to the other side. Thank you.
Thank you. MP Prayag. Deputy of Rodrigues, MP Labos. Sorry, confusion on my behalf. MP Bodosi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. B11. Thank you.
Minister of Arts and Culture.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It is often said, a nation without a culture is a nation without a soul. This question touches the very heart of what our ministry stands for: to build a vibrant
cultural and creative sector that uplifts our national identity and powers our economy. It is the living language of people, the mirror in which a nation sees its truth, and the canvas upon which our future is painted. Mr. Speaker, culture thrives when it's co-owned by the state, the people, and the private sector. The artist may be the heartbeat, but the private sector is the blood flow. To encourage private sector participation, we are introducing several key initiatives. Firstly, free access to markets and fairs. We will remove rental and participation fees for artists and creative entrepreneurs, especially emerging talents. Tax and custom relief. We are working on reducing or eliminating duties on instruments, materials, and production equipment used in cultural work. Public-private event partnerships, monthly night and food markets will be sponsored across major towns, fusing gastronomy, crafts, and live performances. Cultural co-investment funds, enabling businesses to invest in the arts while gaining visibility and brand value. To grow the creative economy by 2026, our targets are ambitious but achievable. Open the door to responsible foreign investment in creating fields like film, fashion, and design, while protecting our cultural identity as well. Pilot a creative art and culture curriculum at secondary level to identify talents early and reshape perceptions of creative careers. Revamp underused public spaces into art parks, creative hubs, and performance venues. And most importantly, generate new jobs. Focus on youth, women, and talent from all regions. To convert cultural assets into sustainable livelihoods, we will create a national association of cultural practitioners to organize, train, and empower all voices in the creative ecosystem. Introduce state support for cultural professionals, including grants, fellowship, and social protection schemes for full...
Please wrap up.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. For full-time artists. We will also give national recognition to all forms of art, from street murals to digital illustration, through awards, festivals, and competition. As Senor said, la culture est au début et à la fin du développement. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mauritius is not just a tropical postcard. We are a mosaic of cultures, rhythms, histories, and hope. Let no artist sleep hungry while the music fill our festivals. Let no poet remain voiceless while their verses echo through our valleys. And let us make culture a carrier, not just a calling alone. Together, we will build a creative Mauritius, inclusive, empowered, inspired by its people. Thank you.
MP Delmire.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. B12.
Minister of Health and Wellness.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Before you start, Minister, members, we are running short of time and I request that you be as brief as possible in your reply.
Yes, indeed. The digital health transformation strategy is not just a slogan. It is a structured plan. We are introducing digital health card rolled out in phases, beginning with regional hospitals before expanding nationwide, ensuring every citizen's medical history is secure and easily accessible. At the same time, telemedicine will be bolstered through digital consultation platforms connecting specialists in our main hospital with patients at regional centers, thus reducing delays and unnecessary transfers. E-prescriptions will be directly linked to pharmacies, cutting errors and sparing patients the burden of repetitive framework. And to complete the system, a centralized online booking platform will allow appointment across all hospitals in one system, finally putting an end in those endless queues. I will be brief, Mr. the Speaker. Technology alone will not heal a nation. We can launch cards, apps, or portals. But if the system is not trusted, how do we make the Mauritians believe in us? So I leave this question with the House. Do we want digital health to be just another project?
Minister, you cannot put a question to the House. You are addressing the chair.
Yes, but the reflection
Please
should
rephrase
be
your
made.
sentence.
Okay. Or do we want the system to be the backbone Mauritians can truly trust with their life? Because, Mr. the Speaker, doing it for us is not enough. We must do it in the right way. Thank you.
Yes, MP.
Mr. Speaker, sir, digitalization seems great, sure, but it comes with a cost. It uses enormous amount of water and energy to maintain those machines. What measures the government is willing to undertake for the long-term benefits of our environment? Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you. Mr. the Speaker, while the upfront cost is real, a CBA, that is a cost-benefit analysis, is clearly in favor of this resolution. This is not a burden. It is an investment that pays for itself: efficiency, equity, and healthier citizen. Thank you.
MP Royman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. B14.
Minister of Youth and Sports.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. As Minister of Youth and Sport, I strongly believe that sport is not just about medals or competition. It's about building stronger, healthier, and united communities. Across Mauritius, we see increasing interest among the youth. However, participation still depends on few factors, namely accessibility, affordability, adaptability, and support from friends, family, and school. Furthermore, our youth face growing academic pressure, as well as digital distraction, which can limit their time for physical activities. That's why our approach must go beyond infrastructure. It must address motivation, mindset, and opportunities. Mr. Speaker, sir, in terms of infrastructure, we made great progress. The Côte d'Or National Sports Complex is a regional hub for youth development and recreational activity throughout the whole Indian Ocean. In our urban areas.
Yes, please your speech. Do you have a point of order? Yes.
The question was about if a survey or any other research has been carried out for youth participation. The Minister has yet to answer this, and time is
It is not about a survey, it is about the factors. He has talked about the factors. Please resume your speech.
Okay. In our urban areas, projects like the Planvet Sport Arena offer multi-sport facilities to the public in dense populated areas. In our youth hubs, in places like Belmore and Point Jerome,
Minister, will have to tell you to wrap up.
we're also going digital, using digital platforms like Instagram to advocate for the young athletes to motivate the youth. And we're ensuring equity with programs targeting the youth, girls, youth with disabilities, and those from poor backgrounds. In short, my government has a simple goal, is to bring sport to where the youth is, physically, digitally, in their everyday life. Mr. Speaker, sir, transformation begins with sports. I assure the House, as Minister of Youth and Sports, that the nation's true strength is not measured in its economy, but rather in the character of its youth. And giving our youth a chance to play is giving Mauritius a chance to win. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, MP Oyman.
If that digital platforms are being explored, can the Minister explain why is Mauritius still without a national youth esports league when several African countries have already established them?
I want to debunk that fact. Mauritius already have an esports team. During the CGSOE 2022 games, our team competed against Réunion, Seychelles, and Comoros, and won the second place in the whole Indian Ocean. Thank you.
The PQ has been omitted on my behalf. May I now call MP Sojan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. B13.
Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
With regard to the trade imbalance reported in May 2024, government has taken note of the structural challenges underpinning our external sector. As Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection, I firmly believe that the way forward lies in diversifying our export base and reducing our overdependence on imports, while ensuring that our policies protect both our producers and our consumers. The decline in Mauritius exports by 6.3% to 8.8 billion rupees in May 2024 is attributed to a combination of factors, including a slowdown in key export markets like South Africa and Europe, and the impact of global trade instability and tariffs. Additionally, specific sectors like textiles and apparel experienced a significant drop in sales. On the other hand, the 9.1% increase in Mauritius import bill reaching 26 billion rupees in May 2024 was initially driven by a surge in imports of food and live animals as well as machinery and equipment. Nevertheless, Mauritius' economy remains resilient. Real GDP grew by 4.7% in 2024 from 5% in 2023, driven by services, construction, and tourism. Our strategy for export diversification goes beyond our traditional pillars of textiles and sugar. Our focus is on nurturing and promoting high-value, non-traditional sectors that can compete on the global stage. We're taking full advantage of the preferential areas provided by existing and new trade agreements, including our comprehensive economic cooperation and partnership agreement with India and our free trade agreement with China. We are also strengthening our position within regional blocs like
Minister,
the
please wrap up.
Market for Eastern and Southern Africa and Southern African development, and maximizing the opportunities under the African Continental Free Trade Area, positioning Mauritius as a gateway for trade between Asia and Africa. Thank you.
Members, our time is over. Other questions will be answered in writing.
Statements by National Youth Parliament members.
Minister of Environment.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission, I wish to make a statement regarding the stand of the government on the resolution adopted by the National Youth Parliament during its third edition in 2023. The motion debated then was clear and urgent, and laid emphasis on the actions to be that the Republic of Mauritius should take, both at national and international levels, to combat climate change and its devastating impacts. Members of the then National Youth Parliament highlighted extreme vulnerability of our small island developing state to natural calamities such as cyclones, flash floods, droughts, rising seas, declining agricultural yield, and marine ecosystem degradation. They also called for action, such as eco-friendly infrastructure, a circular economy, integrated coastal management, sustainable tourism, and marine biodiversity protection, along with environmental education and green incentives. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to assure the House that the government has listened carefully to the pledge of the youth, and the Ministry of Environment, Solid Waste Management, and Climate Change has acted decisively. Although our greenhouse gas emission represents only 0.01% of global totals, Mauritius remains committed to building resilience for the future. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, sir, government has enacted the appropriate legal frameworks and implemented policies that reflect its commitment to mitigate the effect of climate change. The Climate Change Act enacted in 2020, the National Climate Change Adaptation Policy Framework, and our nationally determined contribution
under the Paris Agreement, guide our path to a net zero Mauritius by 2050. Work is already underway on NDC 3.0, 2025 to 2035, with international support to ensure it is robust and realistic. Secondly, climate finance is essential. The NDC 2021 estimated requirements of up to $6.5 billion US, and the NDC 3.0 demand even greater investments. To support this, government has strengthened transparency and accountability through tagging climate expenditures across ministries and parastatal bodies, and preparing an investment plan to access both domestic and international funding. Thirdly, regarding adaptation measures, Mauritius is preparing a comprehensive national adaptation plan that includes key sectors like water, tourism, agriculture, fishing, health, infrastructure, and disaster management. A national health adaptation plan is being prepared, including a coastal risk assessment map up to the time horizon 2100, have been produced to guide our integrated coastal management and protect vulnerabilities in the communities. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, on mitigation, Mauritius is accelerating its low-carbon transition. Renewable energy programs, including promotion of the use of solar water heaters, photovoltaic systems, and biomass initiatives are being implemented. Nature-based and ecosystem-based solutions are promoted to protect infrastructure, coastal zones, and agriculture, which support the recommendation made by the very National Youth Parliament of the previous edition. Mr. Speaker, sir, looking ahead, the government program 2025 to 2029 ensures not just an inclusive transition to a sustainable economy, but also it ensures that no citizen is left behind. Mr. Speaker, sir, to conclude, I wish to inform members of the National Youth Parliament that government has heard the voices of our youth and is responding with concrete measures. Climate change is not tomorrow's problem, it is today's reality. The message is clear. We must act urgently, efficiently, wise, and of course, together. I thank you.
Minister of Energy and Public Utilities.
Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission, I wish to make a statement on the outcome of the resolution adopted during the third edition of the National Youth Parliament with focus on Goal 7, affordable and clean energy. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to access to renewable energy, the Central Electricity Board has democratized access to the grid, enabling every segment, from households to industries, the power to generate and export clean electricity. Cognizant of the value of our island's limited land, government is turning to innovation by developing a 17-megawatt floating solar farm at Tamarind Falls and exploring a 100-megawatt of offshore wind project in collaboration with international partners. To ensure reliable power when the sun sets or when the wind slows, battery energy storage, the backbone of a resilient renewable network, is being expanded. At the level of sustainable governance, at the Conference of Parties 26 in 2021, Mauritius pledged to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 40% by 2030, achieve 60% renewable energy in the electricity mix, and the phase-out of coal by 2030. Mr. Speaker, sir, in terms of inclusivity, government remains steadfast that the green transition must benefit everyone through specific accompanying schemes to vulnerable families, middle and high-income households, and the farmers' community, specifically through the agrivoltaic scheme. Mr. Speaker, sir, investments are also being made in technology, in people, through energy efficiency campaigns in schools, training programs for women in solar PV installation, and platforms for the sharing of ideas at both regional and global levels. At the same time, the workforce for green transition is being developed. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, partnerships are also being forged with the private sector with global agencies and local communities. From hybrid solar battery plants to biomass projects and smart city energy schemes, the government is shaping a future where clean energy becomes a pillar of our national prosperity. The updated renewable energy roadmap will serve as the compass guiding this journey over the upcoming decade. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is more than an energy plan. It is a promise to our youth, our planet, and our shared tomorrow. Together, a cleaner, stronger, and more sustainable Mauritius is being changed for generations to come. I thank you.
Motions.
Opposition Whip, Ms. MP de Gamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the motion standing in my name, which reads as follows. This National Youth Parliament resolves that the ocean economic sectors of Mauritius be sustainably explored and developed to unlock the economic, environmental, and scientific potentials thereof, while ensuring the protection of marine biodiversity, pollution reduction, and the empowerment of communities. I will now proceed with my speech. Mr. Speaker, sir, members, Mauritius is called a small island state, but let us not be deceived. Our island may be small, but our ocean is vast, 2.3 million square kilometers. That is our identity, our wealth, our strength. And yet, where others with the same size ocean generate hundreds of billions of US dollars, Mauritius remains stuck at a mere 1.5 billion USD. That is not the failure of the sea. That is the failure of leadership. It is not nature that has failed us. It is those who are entrusted to protect it, who treat potential as a footnote and bold opportunity as an inconvenience. This motion is about changing that story. It's about saying that we, the youth of this country, will not be trapped in hesitation and half measures. We are here to build, we are here to act. And we are here to ensure that the riches of our ocean are no longer locked behind bureaucracy or delayed by cautious convenience. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, to highlight just 2 points that show why this motion is urgent. First, the call for a national blue economy development plan. The plan taps into Mauritius's vast ocean potential, from aquaculture and marine biotechnology to renewable energy, seaweed farming, and ecotourism. Already, small-scale seaweed farms are creating jobs for coastal communities, while marine biotechnology holds promise for high-value pharmaceuticals. Renewable ocean energy, such as wave and tidal power, could reduce our dependence on imports. This strategy will generate green jobs for youth and women, attract investment, and grow the economy, all while protecting our fragile marine ecosystems. It's a real, urgent chance to harness our ocean responsibly and empower the next generation of leaders. Yet, what do we see too often? Delays, token gestures, projects celebrated in press releases, while the ocean continues to be unsustainably exploited. Mauritius does not lack potential, it lacks decisive action. Leadership is measured by courage, not by the number of meetings held or announcements made. Second, the creation of a permanent marine ecosystem monitoring system. We cannot wait for disasters like Wakashu to remind us of our vulnerability. With satellites, drones, and community-led reports, we can track illegal fishing, coral bleaching, and oil spills in real time. And when the reply inevitably arrives, but Mauritius is small, we don't have the resources. I remind the House that the cost of action may be heavy, but the cost of inaction is unbearable. Resources are never scarce when there is political will, only when there is political inconvenience. Mr. Speaker, sir, protecting some reefs while losing others is not protection. It is managed decline. Celebrating token projects while ecosystems collapse is akin to bursting a bucket of water while the house burns down. And when critics dismiss this motion as too ambitious, I say ambition is not our weakness, it is our only chance. If boldness is unrealistic, then complacency is suicidal. Let us be clear, the youth of Mauritius do not want to inherit excuses. We want to inherit an ocean, alive, abundant, and protected. We do not seek permission to dream, we demand permission to act. And if the government cannot rise to the scale of our ocean, perhaps it should consider stepping aside for those who can. Mr. Speaker, members, the time for half measures is over. We are not here to upload delay, we are here to demand action. Every day we postpone is a day the ocean is jeopardized, a day our youth lose opportunity. and a day our heritage suffers. This motion is not just a proposal, it's a challenge to this House, to those in leadership, and to every citizen who believes in a Mauritius that is bold enough to match the scale of its ocean. I urge this House to accept this motion. Let it be the moment we stop settling for convenience and start building for the future we deserve. Let it be the moment when ambition is no longer treated as a threat, but embraced as the only path to survival and prosperity. We owe it to our ocean, we owe it to our youth, we owe it to ourselves. I urge this House to act decisively. With those words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I commend the motion to the National Youth Parliament. Thank you.
Is the motion seconded?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I second the motion.
Very well. MP Bialy.
Thank you for giving me the floor, Mr. Speaker, sir. The government will tell you everything is fine, that progress was made, is being made, and will be made. But if everything was truly fine, Mr. Speaker, sir, would we be standing here in this temple of democracy debating the same problem? Monsieur le Président, si on a vraiment critiqué le gouvernement, cette séance ne se terminera jamais. Il y aura tant de choses à dire sur les compétences des membres du gouvernement. I shall not waste the time of the House, Mr. Speaker, sir. When we talk about blue economy, we often hear big numbers, fancy presentations, and high-end booklets. But here's the reality, Mr. Speaker, sir. Some of the most effective solutions are already being carried out quietly with limited resources by women in our coastal communities, to be specific, in Rodrigues. Should we not pay a heed, Mr. Speaker, sir? Should we not bat an eye? Well, prenons Seychelles, par exemple, Monsieur le Président. Thanks to its bold blue economy initiatives, women now hold 36% of blue sector jobs and 31% of managerial positions. This is Seychelles, and we are Mauritius. We are BOS, the big ocean states. Mr. Speaker, sir, that transformation did not happen by accident. It did not happen by an overnight miracle. Ce n'est pas une chose qu'ils ont fait du jour au lendemain, Monsieur le Président. It happened through intentional policy, ongoing training, and institutional support. Voilà, Monsieur le Président, voilà la vraie différence entre des slogans et les résultats. And that is exactly the blueprint we intend to adopt for Mauritius under Operative Clause 6 of our resolution. Our Blue Skills program will provide women with internationally recognized certification in marine science, coral restoration, and ecotourism, paving the way into leadership and conservation. Let's look at New Guinea, for instance, where indigenous women trained as divers and reef monitors became United Nations recognized champions of the earth. This demonstrates the power of training and certification in empowering women. That is what the Blue Skills program is all about, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is not a theory. This is a proven model. If women in New Guinea can rise from coastal communities to become global champions recognized by the United Nations, then women in Mauritius can and shall actually do the same. To deny them this chance is to deny Mauritius its future, Mr. Speaker, sir. Let's not forget that the blue economy cannot succeed without being inclusive. And by inclusivity, I mean giving women and marginalized groups with what fancy strategies and endless committees cannot, and that is access to credit, real training.
PBRE, please wrap up.
I shall do that very quickly, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you. And I urge that we put the local community at the decision-making table. And to end, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would just like to mention that our actual Prime Minister has mentioned in the United Nations Ocean Conference in Nice that the conservation and economy should go hand in hand. We must not just talk, Mr. Speaker, sir. We should act, because our women They need the tool, they need the training, and they need the recognition. They deserve this, Mr. Speaker, sir. If not now, then when? And if it is not for this motion, Mr. Speaker, sir, then what? Just to end, Mr. Speaker, sir, let the government enjoy applause today. Tomorrow, when the people ask questions, it is this opposition they will turn for answers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Minister Virya.
So, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me the floor. I stand today not to be an obstacle for change, but rather to serve as a catalyst for a meaningful change, a change that will steer our country toward a more sustainable and resilient future, in line with our commitment to SDG 14, life below water. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to rebut a bit on what my friend just said before. My
MP.
What, he's not my friend or what? Okay, the member from the opposition just said, okay. In his debate, he just mentioned women, and I did not hear anywhere in his debate he mentioned about men. So perhaps men was not. He did not mention about anything regarding men.
You have a point of order.
Speaker, sir, I would like to raise a point of order. Can the member please not speak when he's not given the floor? Thank you.
MP Biari, please refrain from making unnecessary interruptions. Yes, Minister, please continue.
Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, let us turn our attention to operative clause 8 as proposed by the opposition in this motion. While the resolution may appear to be grounded in a noble intention, it is ultimately represent a misguided and impractical approach to achieving SDG 14. Mr. Speaker, sir, I firmly believe that the opposition is unaware or worse, choose to overlook the fact that Mauritius has already implemented legislative and policy framework. To enrich the opposition knowledge, I would like to name some of the policies and legislative framework which have been enacted in Mauritius. The Environment Protection Act, the Maritime Zone Act, and the Policy for Blue Economy, and the list goes on. I would like the opposition to do a bit of research so that they don't make repetition of the resolution next time. Despite of all these laws, marine justice framework, Mauritius is still failed as a nation to prevent overfishing, which lead to a degradation of our marine species, to prevent dangerous aquatourism, and worse, to prevent one of the most catastrophic environmental calamities happen to our countries, the MV Wakashu. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, is the opposition telling us to re-implement laws that we have already in Mauritius but fail to prevent those activities? Mr. Speaker, sir, let's not commit the mistake like which Philippines did. Philippines enacted laws upon laws, and the result is fruitless. We need to empower those laws, not just putting laws but not empowering them. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are the reasonable and responsible government. We are not just here to criticize, but also to provide solutions to achieve SDG 14. I firmly believe that everyone in Mauritius should have a fair chance, not just to punish the offenders, but to be able to help them and also to achieve SDG 14. Every people in this country should have been given a fair chance to support the ocean, a chance to help in achieving SDG 14. It's high time that we start enforcing those laws, but before, we shall educate the population first. We can't just put in laws and don't educate the people and we just punish them. Explain the laws to them, and that is why it is vital to protect the sea, and many of us do not have enough knowledge on these laws.
Minister Virya, please wrap up.
Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to finish on a very important sentence which goes that members, we of the generation, we should not be remembered as the generation who wrote the laws only, or the generation who scrolled TikTok while our ocean is dying. We should be remembered as the generation who saved our ocean, and the generation who saved our little country, and the generation who successfully achieved SDG 14. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
MP Balgobin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. First of all, I will address criticism by the government. The government is entitled to their opinion. It is their right. But unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, sir, they suffer from the notable disadvantage of being completely wrong. Critiquer, c'est bien, mais partager des idées constructives, c'est mieux. J'ai entendu dire, l'MP, the law has failed us. Who has failed them? Who? Was it the government? Who? We don't know. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to address one of the burning questions with regard to this motion. How will we finance it? So, Mr. Speaker, sir, first and foremost, I wish to reassure the House. We will not hide behind some statements. We will not make some false promises and afterwards we will say that, look, we can't do that, we can't do this. We have concrete measures. Us in the opposition, we like to work, and we have found some very interesting ways to finance our
do you have a
motion.
point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have a point of order. It's irrelevant to the debate.
MP, please proceed. I will not entertain this point of order. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, so I will outline a very clear and straightforward roadmap on how we will finance this motion. Our primary focus will focus on domestic financing. Tourism is one of our most lucrative sectors here in Mauritius. We welcome around 1.2 million visitors annually. Maybe if the Minister of Tourism works harder, we will get more. And recently...
Please, Speech, do you have another point of order?
Yes, we are talking about SDG 14. It's not tourism.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the honourable member is not listening.
Okay. Please let the MP make his speech. You will hear what he's saying. Please continue.
Mr. Speaker, sir, like I said, we are financing this motion. And I have mentioned it, tourism is one of our most lucrative sectors. Let me come to it, you will hear what we are trying to do. Recently, the government had imposed a tourism levy of around 150 rupees, which is equivalent to 3 euros. This measure alone is expected to generate around 180 million each year. This revenue collected from this levy can be directly allocated to support coral reef restoration and marine monitoring activities. Next, Mr. Speaker, sir, Mauritius has the opportunity to issue blue bonds. With the strength of our well-established financial services sector, we can attract international investors who are eager to support sustainability and marine protection. Blue bonds are not an untested concept. Small island developing states such as Seychelles have already paved the way, successfully issuing around $15 million worth of blue bonds in 2018.
MP Algobin, please wrap up.
Okay, if Seychelles was able to do it, there's no reason why Mauritius cannot. The global blue bond market is valued at around $15 billion US, and Mauritius is well positioned to tap into this growing space. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, another concrete measure that we can build upon is private and public partnership. We propose the establishment of a Blue Economy Innovation and Development Fund, to which hotel groups in Mauritius can contribute approximately 0.5% of their annual turnover. Given...
Please do not make unnecessary comments. MP, please.
Please, hear my speech. Afterwards, we will raise point of order that you are not being able to understand how we will raise money.
MP, please proceed. MP, please conclude.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, like I was saying, the hotel industry in Mauritius generates around billions of rupees each year. This mechanism could unlock close to around 30 million rupees annually. And again, these resources could be used to fund our projects. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I will conclude shortly. We are dreaming of change. But when change is here, we are afraid to embrace it. This motion is our contribution. This motion will be our legacy, and we will require the help of this government in order to build that legacy. So, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Members, I will now invite the Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Thank you. Please be seated. Minister Sibel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I want to be clear. We are not negatively criticizing the member. I am giving constructive criticism and simply letting them know that the policies they are proposing are in fact already in place. I am not here to fool the population. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, unlike the opposition with their empty promises, I am not here for politics. I am here, in fact, to serve and fight for our people. I rise today to question the necessity of operating Clause 1. It appears the opposition's impressive idea is really just a recycled policy drafted in haste with a new title slapped on. Mauritius has already recognized the ocean as a new frontier of prosperity. We no longer identify ourselves as a small island developing state, but rather as a blue ocean state. But I am firmly rejecting the reckless idea of duplicating existing efforts. Why should we spend taxpayers' money to invest on things that just look good on paper, but do not have the solid financial backing, scientific support, or institutional feasibility? The operating Clause 1 calls for a so-called National Blue Economy Development Plan. But allow me to break the news to the opposition.
Minister, let me hear that point.
So, on a point of order, what the honourable member is speaking is not relevant. I have just explained how we will finance
Yeah,
the bill.
I've got your point. Thank you. Minister, please continue. I've got your point. Minister, please, no cross-talking, please. Minister, please continue.
But allow me to break the news to the opposition, who believe that they are wiser than us, but have been clearly daydreaming. Mauritius has already adopted a blue economy policy in 2023. It covers governance, ICT-driven innovation, renewable ocean energy, and sustainable aquaculture. We are not starting from scratch. We have already been making progress for quite some time now. Considering the small port transformation, the opposition now urges us to turn Portruis into a smart and green maritime hub. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is not just a new idea. It is already funded and is in progress.
I have a point of order. I think the MP should address you as Deputy Speaker.
Thank you for making that note. Minister, no need to applaud for that. No need, there's no need. It's okay, it's fine. Minister, please continue.
I'm sorry, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. This is not just a new idea. It is already funded and is in progress at the moment. It seems that the opposition has just woken up to existing ideas. Perhaps next they will tell us that ships float on ocean too? This demonstrates incompetency on their side. The Mauritius Port Authority, working with UNTAC, is investing 5.4 billion rupees in upgrading infrastructure, electrifying our port, and integrating renewable energy. And yet, as if we have not been deceived enough by all these fanciful ideas till now, the opposition comes forward with genetically engineered supercorals. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, since when did Mauritius become a high-tech superpower overnight? Do they believe that by merely passing a resolution, billion-dollar laboratories and world-class scientists will magically appear on our shores? Why gamble millions on untested experiments?
Minister, wrap up your speech, please. Wrap up.
Yes. I shall do that. When proven methods, such as lagoon nurseries and reef protection, are already effective. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the government is not against ambition. Nonetheless, ambition without clear direction is wasteful and unrealistic. The government approach is smarter, cost-effective, and ready for the future. Our government believes in building on firm foundations, not castle in the sand like the opposition, which will eventually crumble down by the waves of good governance. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir.
MP Kadir, you have a point after the speech. Okay.
A point of order. The MP has mentioned that Port Louis is a hub for a smart hub, but it has not yet become a smart hub. It has been announced to be in June.
Thank you. Maybe the government is planning to do it soon for you. Thank you. MP Kadir, please continue. MP Kadir. Please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. One of the members here said that we didn't mention anything about men. But it is already a male-dominated sector. Why should we talk about that? Second thing.
MP, Minister.
On a point of order, Mr. Deputy Speaker. This is irrelevant. This is clearly discriminatory towards women.
MP, please refrain from doing such statements. Please go direct to your speech.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, how is it discriminatory towards women?
You can't say male-dominated.
All right.
We have Minister of Women who's promoting
but
women equality.
That's the truth. That's the fact.
No. Don't question me. No Let me hear that point of order first, then you can...
No worries.
Yeah?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, he's challenging your point of order.
Thank you. I just say that. Don't question my authority. Thank you. MP, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the other member also said we are making empty promise. I don't know what empty promise is she referring to. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Mauritius is a small island with limited land, limited resources, and limited options. If we do not diversify our economy, what is going to be the future of Mauritius? What is going to be the future of our youth? What is going to be our future? The truth is, we will have no future. Sustainably exploring of our marine is a key to solve youth unemployment. Let's face the truth. Around 11,400 young Mauritians aged 14 to 24 are unemployed. This means 1 in 5 youth doesn't have a future in Mauritius. This resolution directly addresses that issue. Mauritius is a member of the ILO, and the ILO has been very clear that the best way to fight youth unemployment is through formal apprenticeship systems, such as paid training. And this is exactly what this resolution is going to deliver. Look at Seychelles. The Blue Economy Champions program gives paid internship to their youth, and the result speaks for itself. Youth unemployment in Seychelles, 11%. Mauritius, 20%. To anyone who still doubts whether apprenticeship system is going to work, I say look at Seychelles, look at Trinidad. Both invested in their youth and both were able to reduce unemployment. Mr. Deputy Speaker, are we going to keep preventing the youth of achieving their potential, or are we finally going to give them the future they deserve? Of course, paid internship program is not enough. To address this problem, with this resolution, we shall create entrepreneurship program, just like Rwanda did, through the Youth Connect initiative. Instead of searching for a job, the youth themselves create it. We shall invest in marine training centers, just like Kenya. It is a shame that a subject like marine science is taught in so few colleges around the world. All these models has worked in these countries. And the minister who just spoke before me wanted scientific support. This is the scientific support. Yes, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we'll wrap up. With these measures, not only we are going to reduce unemployment.
The MP has been pinpointing. Thank you
for the third time.
Thank you. Please. Don't
I apologize for that.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you. Wrap up your speech.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, with these measures, not only we are going to reduce unemployment among the youth, but we are also going to reduce inflationary pressures, a problem that the country has been facing throughout the years. This is what our Blue Skills program is going to deliver. Mr. Deputy Speaker, on behalf of the opposition, I challenge the government to prove that this resolution will not create employment, and that this resolution will not boost the economy. The truth is, they will not be able to do that.
Conclude, please, conclude.
I conclude with this. Not going forward with this resolution is going to be to the detriment of the economy, to the detriment of the tourism sector, to the detriment of women, and most importantly, to the detriment of the youth. Thank you.
MP Siraj.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for kindly granting me the floor. When we talk about sustainably exploring our marine and coastal sector, we cannot ignore the people who live by the sea, depend on the sea, and protect it with their bare hands. Our coastal communities, our fishers, and our youth. Yet, they are often missing from the very policies that govern their lives and livelihoods. Today, I rise to speak on why justice, equity, and community engagement are not optional. They are essential. Let's start with platforms that actually work. In Mauritius, community science is already proving powerful. The NGO Reef Conservation runs a mobile marine education unit called Bisamir, which has reached over 15,000 children, youth, and adults in just 2.5 years. It does not just teach, it trains youth and fishers to collect scientific data using tools like the Mangrove Matters app, bridging local knowledge and policy. Beyond that, co-management must be part of our marine future. Imagine a model where fishers sit at the same table as planners, deciding on rules, zones, and enforcement. That's already happening in parts of Africa and the Pacific. If others can trust their communities with marine protection, so can we. In Rodrigues, co-management goes a step further. The Southeast Marine Protected Area, also known as the SEMPA, Regulations 2011, defined co-management as shared authority between Rodrigues Regional Assembly and resource users. SEMPA's management board was expressly created with representation from government, communities, and the private sector. An institutional model that helps fishers to set rules, zoning, and enforcement priorities. Closer to home, our Marine Protected Area, MPA, planning processes like in Blue Bay Marine Park have included local NGOs, the Albion Fisheries Research Center, and the University of Mauritius. But this needs to go further. Committees must not be consulted, they must co-lead. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for real-time concerns, Mauritius has a working system, the Citizen Support Unit, whether it's oil spills, illegal discharges, or beach access. This platform allows anyone to flag environmental problems and request action. It's time we formally integrate this feedback loop into marine governance frameworks. And what about the youth? We have already the National Youth Council set under the National Youth Council Act in 1998. Let's empower it to be more than symbolic. Give it a voice in blue economic decisions. Youth are not just future leaders, they are the current stakeholders. Et rappelons-nous, l'inclusion, ce n'est pas un luxe. C'est une nécessité pour construire un avenir marin, résilient et prospère. To conclude, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, our coastal economy can grow, yes, but only if it grows with the people. Let's create marine policies not just based on science and economics, but on justice, equity, and meaningful engagement. Let's just make this sector not just sustainable, but also inclusive. With these remarks, I once again thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for granting me the floor, and I thank the House for its kind attention. Thank you.
Junior Minister Gobin.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, distinguished members of this House, while it was indeed a pleasure to hear what my friend from the opposition had to say, I must admit it sounded impressive, visionary. The only problem, everything they have presented is already being done by this government. If anything, they have just delivered the best publicity campaign for this government. Une motion dit d'être encadrée, mais à sa place plus dans un musée que dans ce débat. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the government has already rolled out strategies to protect our oceans. The Blue Economy Roadmap, cooperation under the UN Ocean Decade, and investment in institutions such as the Mauritius Oceanography Institute and the Albion Fisheries Research Center. Point 7 of their motion, allow me to quote, calls upon the government of Mauritius to sustainably explore and manage its marine and coastal sectors in accordance with the International Court of Justice. Well, let me inform the House that Mauritius has been relying on the ICJ since independence in 1965. From the unlawful detachment of the Chagos Archipelago to the historic 2019 advisory opinion. To raise doubts on this commitment is not only misplaced, it questions Mauritius' very integrity. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, while it is important to highlight what we have already achieved, let me also stress out what the government is determined to do moving forward. The government has the moral imperative to establish a marine protected area around our outer islands, enshrine the rights of nature in our constitution, and the list doesn't end here, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The government is also in the process of setting up a faculty of ocean studies at our universities. Monsieur le Président, au moment où l'opposition se penche sur les océans et non sur les principes essentiels d'une responsabilité collective à leurs égards, je ne peux m'empêcher à penser à cette phrase d'accroche prêtée à Aristote et que nous connaissons tous. Il y a 3 sortes d'hommes, les morts, les vivants et ceux qui vont en mer. Ce gouvernement ne se contente pas de beaux discours ni de motions rédigées sur papier. Nos politiques pour nos océans sont concrètes. Des aires marines protégées, des laboratoires de coraux, des projets de restauration et le soutien direct à nos communautés côtières. Nous ne sommes pas là pour copier des modèles, Monsieur le Président, mais nous construisons notre avenir. On nous a dit que Maurice a été découvert.
Only point of order, Mr. Speaker, sir. The MP is irrelevant. With regards to the last clause of our resolution, she is completely irrelevant. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. It seems that MP wasn't listening to my speech. I have already addressed part of it before. I have with limited amount of time. I have to address directly to my conclusion, unfortunately. On nous a dit que Maurice a été découvert et puis de paradis. N'oublions pas notre drapeau qui représente notre mauricianisme. Rouge pour la lutte, bleu pour nos océans, jaune pour le soleil et vert pour nos champs. Et à chaque fois que notre drapeau flotte, une vérité s'impose. Le bleu qui nous entoure n'est pas seulement notre fierté, mais il est aussi à chacun d'entre nous notre devoir de le préserver. Ainsi, Monsieur le Président, nous n'attendons pas les critiques, nous n'attendons pas que les autres nous disent quoi faire. Nous savons déjà que notre devoir est de travailler vers cette responsabilité et nous le ferons comme un gouvernement solide et uni. Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président.
MP Lachman Krish.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, thank you for the floor. The member of the government side just mentioned that they invested 5.1 billion rupees in infrastructure and say that we have ideas, you're wasting taxpayers' money. I believe that we call it a national budget, but not personal budget for a fact. So they should actually be more precise and not waste our time by saying that go wasting their time doing research. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, thank you for the floor and greeting members of the House. Today in this sacred place, let us speak with courage. Let us dare to be bold, comme dit Madame la Présidente. Osons d'être audacieux. Mauritius stands at the crossroad. We can either remain trapped in the safe comfort of yesterday's economy, or we can rise boldly towards a new frontier, the frontier of marine biotechnology, as mentioned in point number 1 in our resolution. Marine biotechnology is not just about laboratories and patents. It is about protecting our farmers with drought-resistant crops. It is about new medicines that save lives and cut our import bills. It is about exporting high-value products to Africa, to Europe, to the world, and in doing so, protecting the very soul of our economy, which is our Mauritian rupee. Imagine an economy where the rupee does not depreciate at every global shock, because our exports are strong, diversified, and knowledge-driven. This is not abstract economics, members of the House. That is bread on the table, dignity in the home, and hope in the eyes of the Mauritian. We must unlock the full force of our scientific and entrepreneurial spirit. Let us create an ecosystem through the establishment of the National Blue Economy Development Plan, where our brightest researchers, our ambitious youth, and our bold investors come together, not in isolation, but in synergy. Monsieur le Vice-Président, c'est dans l'union que nous trouverons la force. Yet, we cannot ignore a painful truth, which is brain drain that we are facing here in Mauritius. Every time a bright Mauritian leaves, our economy bleeds. Every time a young scientist, engineer, entrepreneur seeks opportunity abroad, Mauritius loses a person, not only a person, but potential. Marine biotechnology is a weapon against this. By investing in research, by funding innovation and making this country a magnet for talent, we keep our sons and daughters here. Je dirais, restons maîtres de notre destin. Members of the House, this is where courage comes in. We must not be timid. We must not allow fear of change to chain us to mediocrity. As Victor Hugo once said, rien n'est plus puissant qu'une idée dont l'heure est venue. Alors, soyons clairs, Monsieur le Vice-Président. Notre génération ne se contentera pas de rêver. Elle construira, elle transformera et elle dominera. Deputy Speaker, sir, I will end here by saying that the members of the House who dares to be bold will definitely vote for this motion. Thank you.
Junior Minister Keramot.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. The resolution sounds promising at first. It talks about progress and protecting our ocean. But when we look closer, many of these ideas are already being done. And some go beyond what Mauritius can realistically manage right now. We don't need to start over. We need to build on what's already working. The previous orator mentioned National Blue Economy Development Plan. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, it is already in progress. We don't need to reinvent the wheels. Mauritius already has a comprehensive blue economy policy 2023 that outlines inclusive governance frameworks, ICT-driven innovation, renewable ocean energy, and marine spatial planning. So the opposition's proposal risks duplicating existing efforts without adding new value. Now, let's talk about what supercorals really mean for Mauritius. Genetically engineered corals are still experimental worldwide. No country has successfully deployed them at a scale. Even if we wanted to, Mauritius lacks the lab infrastructure, marine geneticists, and biosecurity protocols to safely conduct such research. We'd be outsourcing our risk to foreign labs and hoping for the best. And what happens if it goes wrong? Coral ecosystems are delicate. Introducing engineered species could trigger invasive outbreaks, disease, or ecological collapse. Let's not forget...
Junior Minister, let me hear that point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The MP is being repetitive.
Okay, thank you. Junior Minister, please be specific in your answers.
Let's not forget the cost.
This isn't a one-time investment, it's a long-term financial sinkhole. Meanwhile, our existing reef restoration programs are already working. Additionally, would people feel safer swimming near genetically modified reefs? Public acceptance matters. One of the previous orators talked on tourists. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, imagine telling a tourist, welcome to Mauritius, home of genetically modified reefs. Doesn't evoke the charm of natural paradise, does it?
On a point of order, this is not relevant. I spoke about tourism in terms of finance, not what is
please be relevant in your
I
statement.
think the orator heard me well. I talked on supercorals, which is mentioned on the resolution.
Okay, continue with yours.
Even if supercorals survive warmer waters, they won't thrive if pollution, overfishing, and poor quality water persist. The root causes of bleaching must be tackled first. That means stronger enforcement, better waste management, and mangrove protection, not biotech band-aids. My ideas are build local marine science training, expand existing reef restoration, and strengthen reef protection laws, water quality, and enforcement. Let me close by saying, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we are not people pleasers, we are nation builders. Leur discours fait du bruit, notre action fait du progrès. The opposition wants super corals, I say we need super logic. Thank you, Chair.
MP Mudali.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, for allowing the floor. First of all, I'd like to rebut one of the comments that was false before. Someone mentioned that ships float. That's what they said. The opposition would say that. But do you know one ship that didn't float? That's right. MV Wakashu. What's happened to it?
Don't need to question the members. You address to the chair whatever you have to say.
Question. So, what happened?
Make the question rhetoric if you want to make. Not make a question that you want them to answer.
Yes.
Make it rhetoric in your tone.
Very sorry. What happened to it? It was one of the biggest government failures in implementation. While all of the people were struggling to help out, bring boys in the water, what was the government doing? How was it helping in reducing this calamity? Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, sir, I stand before you today not simply to debate another motion, but to sound a call to action. A call that speaks directly to our future, and then as an island nation, as a youth-driven society, and as a country that dreams being more than a dot in the ocean.
MP, let me hear this point.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker, sir. He's imputing motives.
I didn't specify which member.
No,
I
didn't tell you to answer that. Let me give my ruling on what he's saying. You please continue. No cross-talking. No need. I didn't give you the floor. Please, calm down. Continue your speech without imputing motives.
As a youth-driven society and as a country that dreams of being more than a dot in the ocean. The motion before us, technology and innovation in the blue economy, isn't a luxury. It is a necessity. It is about whether Mauritius will remain a passive spectator to global change or whether we will ride the waves of innovation and chart a bold new course. Mr. Speaker, let us look at the facts. We command an exclusive economic zone of 2.3 million square kilometers, one of the largest of the Indian Ocean. And yet, we generate only $1.5 billion from it each year. Compare that to India, which earns $259 billion from a similar-sized zone. The question is not whether Mauritius has potential.
MP?
The question is why...
Monsieur Deputy Speaker, this is irrelevant. You cannot compare Mauritius to India. Our population is not the same.
Thank you. Please. Be relevant to what you're saying.
I don't see
and
how...
I don't want to compare with India because sometimes it's all...
I don't see how that's relevant. I didn't compare the population.
No need to answer there. No need to answer there.
So I
Please
wasn't trying to compare to the population.
No cross-talking, please. Continue.
I wasn't trying to compare to the population. I was trying to compare to the EEZ size, if you didn't hear me. So the question is, why are we leaving that potential intact? Well, technology gives us the answer. Imagine deploying satellites and drones across our EEZ. Instead of wanting to react to disasters like the Wakashi oil spill, we could prevent them. Instead of watching illegal trawlers steal fish from our waters, we could detect them in real time and act decisively. Every day we delay is another day spent in fear of catastrophe and lost trust from our coastal communities. But this is not just about protection. It is also about resilience. Our coral reefs, which shield our coasts and sustain our fishes, are dying under rising sea temperatures. What if Mauritius led the way in testing heat-resistant supercorals? What if, instead of watching our lagoons fade into memory, we revive them with science and innovation? And then, Mr. Speaker, there's the matter of waste. Mauritius produces an estimated 75,000 tons of plastic waste annually, much of which ends up choking our oceans. What if every fish that docked in Port Louis was required to recycle its waste as a dedicated hub? Pollution would fall, yes, but more importantly, would create green jobs for our youth. With over 11,000 young people unemployed, this is not just an environmental solution. This is an economic lifeline. Members of the Parliament, this is about more than numbers and policies. It is about identity. For too long, Mauritius has described itself as an ocean state in speeches and strategies. But let us be honest, are we truly an ocean state if we are not leading in ocean innovation? If we are not protecting our reefs, our fishes, our coastline, if we are not giving our youth a stake in this future, this motion gives us the chance to change that. To align with SDG 14, Life Below Water. To stand shoulder to shoulder with our regional neighbors and say, Mauritius is ready to lead. We are ready to innovate. We are ready to prove that a small island can set a big example. Mr. Speaker, history does not reward hesitation. It rewards courage. Today, Mauritius has a choice. Do we continue as we are with wasted potential and rising risks, or do we embrace technology and innovation and transform our ocean into the beating heart of our economy, our environment, and our identity? I would like to conclude by saying that I believe the choice is clear. I urge this House, let us back this motion with unity, with urgency, and with pride. Let us prove to our youth, the future leaders of the nation, that we are not afraid of bold action, that we will give them an ocean future worth fighting for. Thank you, and maybe the government could take some notes.
MP Larose.
Monsieur le vice-président, chers membres, je prends la parole aujourd'hui non seulement en tant que membre de cette Assemblée, mais aussi en tant que fille de Rodrigue, profondément attachée à mon île, à son peuple, à son avenir. Rodrigue, île autonome, partage avec Maurice et nos voisins de l'océan Indien la même vulnérabilité face aux effets du changement climatique, à l'érosion côtière et à la dégradation de nos écosystèmes marins. C'est pourquoi je salue la proposition de finaliser et de mettre en œuvre le projet de gestion intégrée des zones côtières. Ce projet n'est pas seulement une nécessité environnementale, il est une garantie pour l'avenir de nos enfants, pour la protection de notre patrimoine naturel et pour la consolidation d'un développement durable. Monsieur le vice-président, je souhaite apporter mon appui au choix de démarrer ce projet par un projet pilote à Rivière-Noire, à Maurice. Ce district, riche de sa biodiversité, mais soumis à de fortes pressions, constitue un terrain d'expérimentation idéal pour démontrer la pertinence de cette approche intégrée. Mais je ne saurais rester silencieuse sans plaider pour l'inclusion de Rodrigue dès le départ dans ce grand sentier national avec son immense lagon, l'un des plus vastes de l'océan Indien, sa biodiversité fragile est une population qui dépend directement de la mer pour vivre. Rodrigue est sans doute l'une des îles les plus vulnérables. Toute dégradation de nos ressources marines touche directement nos familles, nos pêcheurs, nos jeunes, notre sécurité alimentaire et notre économie locale. Rodrigue a déjà démontré par des initiatives courageuses et communautaires comme la fermeture saisonnière de la pêche aux poulpes que nous savons innover et prendre des décisions difficiles pour protéger nos ressources. Notre île peut devenir un véritable laboratoire de bonnes pratiques, un modèle de gestion participative et durable. L'esprit de responsabilité, Monsieur le Vice-président, s'enracine dans notre histoire. Je me permets Ici de rappeler les paroles du père de l'autonomie Rodriguez. Ne comptez pas sur la nourriture qui nous vient d'ailleurs, mais comptez sur la nourriture qui sont de notre terre. Ces mots résonnent encore aujourd'hui. Ils nous appellent à protéger nos ressources locales, marines et terrestres pour garantir notre autonomie et notre dignité. Enfin, je salue l'ambition d'élargir ce projet à l'échelle régionale en coopération avec nos voisins des Seychelles et de la Réunion. Ensemble, nous pourrons partager nos expériences, unir nos forces et construire une véritable alliance des îles de l'océan Indien autour de la préservation de nos zones côtières et marines. Monsieur le vice-président, aimer son pays, aimer son île, c'est aussi avoir le courage de défendre sa fragilité et de préparer son avenir. En tant que patriote Rodriguez, je plaide avec conviction pour que Rodrigue soit pleinement incluse dans ce projet, car protéger nos côtes, c'est protéger notre identité, notre culture et notre dignité. Je vous remercie.
MP Bandu.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, various members of the government keeps mentioning that our plans have already been implemented by them. We cannot stay at a standstill. There is always room for improvement. And that's what the opposition is aiming for, a better Mauritius, and it includes Rodrigue as well. Yet allow me to clear the way so that the House may better understand our perspective. Despite the Fisheries and Marine Resources Act of 2007, the Fishermen Investment Trust Act of 2006, the Fishermen Welfare Fund Act of 2000, and the New Fisheries Act of 2023, let us be clear, these laws, while commendable, remain insufficient in achieving genuine marine justice. They deal with welfare and investment, yes. They provide consultative committees, yes. But they do not give fishers and youth a legal right to participate. They do not guarantee transparency in marine concession. And they do not provide a specialized forum to resolve conflict that erupt in our lagoon. A specialized forum could be the Lagoon Conflict Resolution Forum to remedy the fishing gear conflicts, anchoring issues, and other disturbance. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we need a comprehensive marine justice framework. These include recognize the customary rights of our fishers and coastal communities, require full transparency, every license, every aquaculture concession, every marine tourism lease published on the Ocean Observatory portal, dedicate part of concession fees and penalties to a climate adaptation fund for vulnerable coastal communities, and importantly, we need a body to resolve dispute fairly and quickly. Now I know the government MPs will say, but Mauritius already has an ombudsman. That is true. Section 96 of our constitution creates an ombudsman to investigate maladministration in public bodies. The ombudsman is generalist and overwhelmed. Marine conflicts are technical, urgent, and often require mediation, not years of procedure. That is why we propose either a marine ombudsperson or, at the very least, a marine division within the office of the ombudsman, staffed with experts in fisheries law, marine science, and coastal rights. This is about specialization and accessibility. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, regarding the community and youth participation, in addition to the National Youth Council set up under the NYC Act 1998, we need local marine council in our lagoons, in Grand Bay, Maïbou, Blue Bay, and Ficanfla. These councils must have reserved seats for fishers, for women, for our youth, and they have a statutory voice before any license or concession is granted. We need to replicate the Rodrigue Sampaco management model on the mainland so that fishers share real authority, not symbolic invitation, just like MP Sioraj had mentioned. We also need a youth marine ambassadors program with digital reporting lines, so young Mauritians can report pollution, illegal fishing, or coral damage and see action taken. So let us be clear. This motion is not about left or right, not about government opposition. It is about whether Mauritius chooses action over inaction, resilience over vulnerability, unity over division. We, the youth of this parliament, are not here to trade acquisitions. We are here to plant ideas, to build solutions, and to speak as one people under one flag. Our ocean is our identity, our economy, our future. To protect it and to use it wisely is the greatest duty we owe to the future generations to come. I therefore stand in full support of this motion, not as a politician, but as a Mauritian, because there's always one side worth standing on, the side of Mauritius. Thank you.
Minister Dominic.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, firstly, the opposition mentioned that our government did not do anything in regards to the MP Wakashio. Let me tell them that the government achieved a national oil spill contingency plan, declared a state of environmental emergency, and requested a national assistance. I will proceed with my debate. I want to begin by recognizing the good intentions behind this resolution. The opposition is demanding for the creation of a permanent marine ecosystem monitoring framework in alignment with the UN Ocean Decade for Sustainable Development. A project that appears ambitious and forward-looking. But Mr. Deputy Speaker, of course we will say that the opposition is duplicating efforts. They are only copy-pasting the efforts of already existing frameworks. Let me inform them that Mauritius is already participating in regional marine programs, such as the Agreement on Sport State Measures, which provide platforms for regional cooperation and aligns closely with the goals of a proposed system. While my ministry acknowledges the genuine commitment behind this resolution to safeguard our marine ecosystem, we also believe that it would risk duplicating efforts of already existing systems. This would add to cost, cause confusion in enforcement mechanisms, weaken legal cases against IUU fishing vessels, and slow down the response to environmental security threats, such as another potential MV Wakashio. Pour ajouter à cela, Monsieur le député, l'opposition réclame une fois de plus un plan intégré de gestion des zones côtières, en commençant par le district de Rivière-Noire comme projet pilote. Mais soyons réalistes, Maurice ne peut pas se permettre de s'enliser dans des exercices de planification interminables. Ce qu'il nous faut, ce n'est pas davantage de plans sur papier, mais une véritable action et une mise en œuvre régionale, concrète et efficace. Maurice à elle seule ne peut pas lutter contre le blanchiment des coraux, les marées noires ou la pêche illégale. Ce ne sont pas uniquement des problèmes mauriciens, ce sont des crises régionales qui exigent des solutions régionales. This is why, Mr. Speaker, to close the gap in regional ocean governance, my ministry puts forward two bold and practical solutions: the creation of a joint legal resolution framework and a joint marine special planning initiative, which will not only harmonize legal systems, penalties, and enforcement mechanisms across the Western Indian Ocean, but it will also allow us to manage our marine resources in a coordinated way, promote sustainable practices, and strengthen our collective resilience against oil spills, illegal fishing, and the devastating impact of climate change. Mr. Speaker, Mr. the Deputy Speaker, we are the star and the key of the Indian Ocean. Our commitment is genuine, grounded in faith, and focused on sustainability. Together, through regional unity and a firm enforcement, we will keep our oceans resilient, a true lifeline for generations to come. Thank you.
Members, it was so nice to see both sides of the House applauding for members MP from Rodrigues during her debate. It was so nice to see that. That was a very good gesture of yours. Both sides of the House were applauding her. And I know now you're hungry. I am too. So I am suspending the sitting for 1 hour.